Welcome to Pet Problem Solved, where we answer your pet behaviour questions. Does your cat ever roll over on the floor right in front of you, almost tripping you up as you walk along? So Anna over in London has said that her cat Phoebe is always tripping her up. As soon as she walks down the corridor or out in the garden, the cat rolls over right in front of her and she's got to step over her, or better, get down on her knees and pat the cat. Well, I think that's exactly what Phoebe is asking you to do, Anna. She's saying, give me a pat. She's showing her trust in you. She's showing that she's willing to expose her vulnerable side. She's flirting with you, if you like. It's one of what I call cat flirting behaviour. It's designed to get our attention. It's designed to stop us in our tracks, which it literally does, stop us and make us pat them, make us talk to them. So we do a little bit of flirting back when we pat them. So it's all about this human feline interaction. So celebrate the fact that your cat loves you. How can I stop my dog from stealing food? Milo is a chocolate Labrador, says Ange, and he will steal anything that's on the bench tops or coffee tables. And this is a common one with dogs. I've said it before, but dogs are extremely opportunistic when it comes to their diet. Any opportunity for food, they will take it. So if you're going to leave food at dog reach, then they're probably going to grab that food, especially if you're not around. So do try and be as tidy as possible. Don't leave food where your dog is going to take it. But in saying that, a dog likes this game of finding food, of hunting for food. So perhaps what you can do is set up some hunting games for your dog to satisfy their urge. Something like a simple food releasing toy can do that. So just, a variety of toys that you put food inside, and as the dog plays with them, rolls them around, for instance, the food falls out. That gives them that chance to search for food, hunt for food and play with food. You can also hide food around your home or your yard, and that will encourage them to go seeking food in an appropriate way. Now, in your home, it's probably worth making some areas off limits to your dog. So if it's really important your dog doesn't steal food from your kitchen bench tops, keep them out of the kitchen. Give them a distraction to go elsewhere, hunting for food or playing with a toy or chewing a long-lasting chew. Even putting them in a crate if that helps. Train your dog to leave food. Sometimes people find this hard, but really it shouldn't be too hard. So what you can do is have some food sitting, lead your dog on a lead up to that food, say the command leave, and give them a reward, even another food reward, for leaving the food you requested alone. Keep practicing this, and then you'll be able to command your dog to leave something and they won't touch it. Always remember to reward your dog when you're teaching something new. In fact, reward your dogs all the time. They love it and it builds a great bond with them. Okay, do you have a problem with your cat toileting? Certainly is our most common question asked here. And I have another 2 questions that come through on Facebook. And I'd like to just briefly answer these. And of course, I have answered these in various episodes before. I think Series 1, Episodes 4, 6 and 8, and also Series 2, Episode 1. And there's lots of information on cat toileting on my website too. So Amanda has asked me, why does my one cat tend to poo outside his litter box every now and then? Okay, Amanda, there could be lots of reasons for this. If you're worried at all about his health, please have a vet check. Even if you're not worried, it's always worth having a vet check for any toileting issue. As I said, there's many reasons, but one of the most common reasons for a cat to poo outside the litter box is that the litter box just isn't clean enough. Now, we may think it's clean by human standards, but by cat standards, it may not be, especially for cats who are particularly fussy, fastidious about their cleanliness. So that means if the litter tray has already been soiled with urine, it is dirty and your cat is looking for a clean place to poo. So make sure you have maybe 2 side by side so we can pee in one, poo in the other. This is especially important if you have the multi-cat household, because it's more likely that another cat will have gone there, leaving their scent there, and your cat will want to poo somewhere else. If your cat is pooing just outside the litter box, it could be a sign that the litter box is not quite big enough, and when he turns around to squat and poo, the poop is ending up outside of the litter tray. So have a look at those. Also have a look at my website for other suggestions. And of course I have a cat toileting book which goes into detail much more fully than I can do in this podcast and video series. Stephanie has asked me why her 5-year-old D6 male cat likes to urinate inside water bowls around the house. Okay, again here at vet check, just to make sure that he's not got a urinary tract problem, which you would not be able to see just by looking at him. But certainly if you see him squatting repeatedly with not much coming out, urinating often, or you see some blood in the urine, get him to a vet. So there's many reasons cats might choose water bowls. A lot of cats will choose surfaces that water goes into because they're cool surfaces, and if they do feel a bit inflamed, that may cool them down. If you have a multi-cat household, it's likely that they may be claiming certain areas as their own by putting their scent in these areas, and it could be water bowls that other cats are drinking from. Again here, it could be, Stephanie, that your cat cannot find what they consider a clean litter tray. So make sure you get plenty of litter trays around and that your cat's actually enjoying using them, that they feel safe, secure and enjoy the litter and so on. Again, tips on my website for this. One other thing that springs to mind is that your cat actually, like some cats, prefer a smooth surface. You know, it's not because they're sick, it's not because the litter tray's dirty, they just prefer a smooth surface. Now you can get around that sometimes by providing an empty litter tray with no litter in it whatsoever. It might be that you have to replicate whatever those material, the water bowls are made out of, and your cat might be more inclined to use them then. And you can, if you need to, you can gradually add litter, your choice of litter, and as time goes on, add to that litter so your cat gets used to that. So take a look at all his behaviour. If you're unsure, I'd say a consult with a cat behaviourist would be warranted if this is an issue for you. Thanks for your questions on Facebook, and you can always ask me questions on your social media channels or send an email to info@petproblemsolved.com.au. Now, if you have a stressed pet, you might be interested in this little item known as Pet Tunes. It creates behavioural balance. So what it does is providing music for your cats and music for your dogs. From Pet Acoustics, it has been clinically proven to calm our pets down. And this little box, which is so easy to handle, comes preloaded with special frequency modified music. It's Bluetooth compatible, has a USB charging cord. It goes on to auto repeat mode, so it can actually play up to 8 hours, which is great if you're going out to work and you want to leave your cat or dog alone. We know that music can calm our pets down, and this has already done the hard work for you. You don't need to go searching on all your music stations for the right music. It's all done for you. So you just put this on as you leave your pet alone, or you can even put it on when you're at home because it's really easy to listen to. So check out petacoustics.com and look out for Pet Tunes for dogs and Pet Tunes for cats. Do you have a cat that wakes you up at night? Do you have young children? Do you have a baby at home and you're trying to get precious hours or minutes of sleep and your cat is waking you up? Well, this is what's happening with Ashley. She's emailed me saying that her 2-year-old ragdoll has always been anxious since the day she got him. Meows at night and they shut him out the room and then he throws himself at the door. And since she's had a baby, it has become worse. He cries loudly all night and he really does become destructive, chewing and scratching. Okay, well, I would suggest that your cat probably has a bit of separation anxiety. This is where animals are bonded to their owners, want to be with them, get a bit distraught when left alone, and become destructive or noisy or toilet inappropriately. So I would be working on separation anxiety by gradual separations from him during the daytime. So 30 seconds to put the kettle on, a minute to go and change a nappy, leave him out of the room, give him something to do, come back, be calm around him again. But we also need to make sure that he's actually going to sleep at night. So what I'd like you to do is to try and exhaust him during the day. I'm sure you're exhausted already with pets and children and everything. But if you can, especially sort of early evening, give him lots of fun and games so that he's stimulated then, and then a wind down time before you go to bed so that he calms down. Using Feel Away anti-anxiety medication. I know you've said you've already had some medication from the vet. You might need a different sort or different dose, do speak to your vet again about that. But just this exhausting him during the evening can really help. Another thing that I found is really useful for those cats who want to be up, for those cats especially who wake us meowing, perhaps wanting to be fed during the night, is to use an automated feeder. You can set this the time it comes on, it doesn't need to be a lot of food, you can put some tasty treats in there, and this gives your cat something to do when they wake up during the night, but you don't have to respond giving them attention. Now, if you do have to get up for your cat during the night, it is important that you do it with minimum fuss. If you give your cat lots of attention, it will reinforce the behaviour and your cat will repeat it, continually waking you up for more attention. So if you do have to get up, feed them, toilet them, whatever you have to do, it's a bit like being the zombie with a baby overnight. You just do it without talking to them, without patting them, certainly without playing with them, and get back to bed. Minimum fuss, but try and reinforce quiet behaviour. And make sure that you're giving your cat lots of fun during the day. Good luck. If you're enjoying our Pet Problem Solved podcast and video series, why not subscribe to us on your favourite podcast channels or on YouTube? We do post these on social media too, so you can check in on individual problems or watch each of our weekly series. We love having you here and we look forward to receiving your questions. If you have a question for us on your pet's behaviour, it doesn't need to be a problem, just any question about pet behaviour, please email us at info@petproblemsolved.com.au or check out our website petproblemsolved.com.au. I'm Dr. Jo Righetti, Animal Behaviourist. Please take care of your pets.